Good day everyone, I am Jay Ending from Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English, and now I'm going to discuss to you the Bloom's Digital Taxonomy. In today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, the way we approach learning and teaching has undergone a profound transformation. Traditional methods of education are increasingly completed by digital tools and technologies, which provide a new way to engage students, facilitate collaboration, and deepen their understanding. To effectively navigate this shift, educators need frameworks that helps them to integrate these tools into a learning process in a purpose of systematic way. One such framework is Bloom's Digital Taxonomy, an updated version of well-known Bloom's Taxonomy of cognitive learning. While the original taxonomy focused on the hierarchical level of cognitive skill from remembering to creating, Bloom's Digital Taxonomy refines this model by incorporating digital tools and emphasizing interactive, technology-driven learning experiences. This revised approach not only helps students to develop critical thinking skill and problem-solving skill, but also foster creativity, collaboration, and the use of digital tools in a meaningful way. As we explore Bloom's Digital Taxonomy, we will see how each level of learning can be enhanced by digital technologies, allowing students to move beyond passive consumption of information to active creation and evaluation. By understanding and applying this framework, educators can support students becoming adept, digitally literate learners capable of thriving in an interconnected, technology-driven world. But who is the one behind this framework? That is Benjamin Bloom's. Benjamin Bloom's, born on February 21, 1913 and died on September 13, 1999. He was an American educational psychologist who made a significant contribution to the classification of educational objectives and the theory of mastery learning. His research, which shows that educational setting and home environment can foster the human potential to transform education. Bloom's developed a taxonomy of education objective which classified the different learning of objectives and skills that educators set for students. Bloom's divided the educational objectives into three domains: the affective, psychomotor, and cognitive. It is hierarchical like the other taxonomies, meaning that learning at the higher level is dependent on having attained prerequisite knowledge and skill at lower level. Bloom's intended that the taxonomy motivates the educator to focus on all three domains, creating a more holistic form of education. Many educators are familiar to Bloom's taxonomy, a method of classifying learning objectives according to the different levels of thinking skill required. The 1950s era taxonomy is generally depicted as a pyramid with lower order thinking skill at the bottom. Once these are mastered, learners can practice the higher order thinking skill. The original pyramid features these skills such as evaluation, synthesis, analysis, application, understanding, and knowledge. These are the learning objectives and skills that educators set for students. It was divided in three domains: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, where cognitive is the knowledge, affective is the attitude, and the psychomotor are the skill. This was Bloom's taxonomy during the 1956, and now it became verb by the end of 2001. The vehicle of the taxonomy was created and the evaluation came after, but what's the reason behind this year? In 2001, in order to be better aligned the taxonomy with 21st century teaching methods, a former Bloom student released an updated version of since verbs depicts an action and thinking is the active process of the sixth category were therefore modified to use verbs rather than nouns. In 1990, the taxonomy was updated to use the active verbs remember, understand, apply, analyze, create, and evaluate. This also switched the placement of top two skill create, formally synthesis, and evaluate, formally evaluate. Placing create at the top of the pyramid, this recognized that learning and thinking are active processes creation of new ideas and patterns at the pinnacle of human thoughts. The digital age, with its emphasis on technology, led to the development of the revised version of Bloom's taxonomy to incorporate new learning methods, particularly through digital tools. The updated version, often referred as the Bloom's digital taxonomy, was proposed by Anderson and Crackwell in 2001 and further expanded by churches in 2008 to align with the digital world. Like the original taxonomy, Bloom's digital taxonomy offers lists of related verbs that instructional designer can use to develop learning objectives. In creating content, they can progress work lower order skill like recalling information and defining terms to higher order thinking skill like applying information in new situations, identifying connections among concepts or ideas, and analyzing and evaluating content to form an opinion or determine whether the information is credible. Bloom's digital taxonomy helps educators design learning activities that not only develop higher order thinking skill but also integrate technology in a meaningful way to support the learning process. It can guide instructors in creating tasks that develop student digital literacy alongside the cognitive skill. And that would be all. Again, I am Jay Ending from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, and thank you for listening for my digital storytelling of Bloom's digital taxonomy. 谢谢你们。